Hello everybody and welcome to my top 10 dubbed anime of 2012. I was actually planning on doing this in the style that I did the Christmas video, but I don't like how that turned out, and I like the style better, so I'm just gonna do this and pray that nothing dies. So anyway, I only put 15 anime into consideration this time, probably because I was busy with the 22-something subbed anime I watched this year, but I do think what did come out this year was pretty good, so let's get going! Yeah! Number 10, Cat Planet Cuties. Okay, I know you think I'm off my rocker for liking this anime, but when you think about it, it's about cat girls from space. How could you go wrong? What I like about the show that it's not just about cat girls doing funny cat girl things. I mean, yes, that does happen to time, but what I do appreciate about it is that it does a good job of guessing what would actually happen if a race of alien cat girls suddenly appeared on Earth. It's a good anime that knows when it can be light and funny, but knows when to be serious. Number 9, The Secret World of Anorithity. I'm still not sure how to pronounce that. I think someone told me at one point, but I completely forgot because that's how I roll. Anyway, this is a 2010 anime movie made by Studio Ghibli, who is famous for making really good anime movies like Kiki's Deliveries, Disservice, Spirited Away, Ponyo, etc. The movie is about some kid who spends some time over at his grandparents' house, and he finds a family of little people living under his house, and it kind of just takes it from there and does whatever. The reason this anime is so low on the list is because I feel it has no real solid direction. It just kind of ends without any solid conclusion. But what I really like about it is that it does a good job of creating a believable world and believable characters. It also looks pretty, and that's always a plus, right? Number 8, Sea Control, also known as C, the money of control and possibility, or just C. It starts out with Mr. Main Character minding his own business when some weird CGI guy in a top hat pops in out of nowhere and offers him a deal. The next thing he knows, he's in some weird alternate dimension fighting guys with superpowers for money. Honestly, this plot is all over the damn place, but if you can somehow wrap your head around this convoluted plot, you'll find an interesting story that shows you to try to not let money control your life. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's what the moral of the story was. Number 7, Okami-san and her 7 companions. I swear this anime being number 7 was completely unintentional. Anyway, the story starts out with the main character, Ryoshi Morino, having a crush on the main heroine, Ryoko Okami. After incidents that I'm not 100% sure about, he somehow ends up joining a school club she is a part of, called Otogi Bank, which helps students with their problems in return for favors. There are 2 reasons I really like this anime. First of all, it has a weird theme with classic storybook tales, such as Little Red Riding Hood and the likes. But the thing I like most about this anime is its character development. It spends the first couple of episodes introducing a bunch of characters and then spends the rest of the time developing them, which I really like. Character development is good. Number 6, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere takes place in the far distant future where crap is effed up and everyone is living in airships for a reason I don't fully understand because this anime's plot is all over the place. Anyway, war breaks out and main character Tori Aoi uses this to try to take back his homeland and save his friend. If you don't mind being confused half the time, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is a good mix between action, humor, and romance. Number 5, F, A Tale of Memories. This anime starts out with main character Renji taking a walk to an abandoned train station where he meets Chihiro and becomes good friends with her. Everything is going hunky-dory until he finds out that at a young age, Chihiro had an accident which has given her a severe case of amnesia where she can't remember anything 13 hours beforehand. Something I really like about this anime is how it uses its visual effects to set the mood, which helps make the mood more happy or sad depending on the situation. If you like tragic love stories, then I highly recommend this. Number 4, Heaven's Memo Pad. Heaven's Memo Pad stars a detective named Alice who uses her vast intellect and friends to solve crimes without needing to leave her room that often. I don't have a lot to say about this anime other than the fact that I don't really like detective anime, so when one comes up that I really do like, such as this one, I have to give it credit. Number 3, Freezing. Freezing is set in a futuristic world where Earth is at war with aliens called the Nova. The story follows a boy named Kuzuya enrolling at a school that trains genetically modified girls to battle the Nova, and their male partners that use a power that's called freezing to help by limiting their opponent's mobility. When he first arrives at the school, and I use the word school loosely, he meets a girl named Statalizer who is the strongest in her class, and against the advice from his friends he decides to team up with her. When I first found out about this anime, it looked like another boring anime filled with fan service. Oh man, was I wrong, for the most part. It is filled to the brim with fan service, but I really enjoyed the action scenes, the drama, the story, pretty much everything else. Number 2, Dead Man Wonderland. So Dead Man Wonderland starts out with the main character Ganta sitting in class having a normal day when a mysterious man in red comes in and murders everyone in his class except him. Danta gets blamed for all this and is sent to Dead Man Wonderland, which is a prison/amusement park where prisoners fight to the death for other people's amusement, because that's what's popular nowadays apparently. And it's his job to prove his innocence and get revenge on the Red Man. This anime is a good example of taking a good idea and executing it extremely well. The action scenes are bloody, dark, violent, intense, and I love every second of it. Okay, before I get to number 1, I want to address something real quick, the Index dub. As some of you may know, Assert Magical Index is one of my all-time favorite anime of all time. And after years and years of delay, Funimation finally released the dub, and it kinda sucked. I can't really put my finger on why it sucks, it just feels like to me that they didn't put as much effort into it as they do with some of their other dubs. Assert Magical Index is still one of my favorite anime, and the dub isn't so bad, so it's still worth checking out. I just feel too conflicted to give it a proper spot on the list, so it gets an honorable mention. But finally, we are moving on to number 1. Number 1, Steins Gate. I gave Steins Gate number 1 not only because of the anime itself is really good and well written, but you can just tell that Funimation put a lot of thought and effort into the dub. Now if I were to give a full summary of the plot, we'd be here all day, so I'm just going to give you a very abbreviated version. Steins Gate takes place in the summer of 2010, where a group of friends invent a time machine that can send text messages to the past. They soon find out that changing the past can drastically affect the future. And on top of that, an evil organization has found out and is trying to kidnap them. What I really like about this is that it does a good job connecting you with the main character, and it doesn't just freak you out for the sake of freaking you out. It does so by making the world it takes place in and what happens to it seem real. What I really like about the dub in particular is that they didn't just do the bare minimal by just taking the Japanese script, translating it, and having the voice actor speak the lines. They put a bunch of neat things in it, like a Doctor Who reference and other small stuff. I also have to give the dub credit because they used a lot of new voice actors, and despite them not really voicing anything else before, I think they all did fantastic. Anyway, this video took a long time to make, and I hope that you have all enjoyed it, and my top 10 Japanese anime of 2012 will be made soonish, hopefully. Until then, bye!